Viewer discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Red Samples. I got Nick Ballinger, Austin Harris. Nobody likes him to talk. We are side picks.
I thought we was introducing ourselves, bro.
Nah, I don't like you introducing yourself. You know why? Because this is a team effort,
We'll
and
see.
since y'all got the other part covered, I got this covered. All right, jumping in. NBA Finals Game 7 is live right now. Before we get too far off into it, the over-under on this game's 215.5. Y'all got this going over or under?
Yeah, I think it's going over.
Yeah.
I mean, they all on the line tonight. It's going over.
I about to say, historically, these Game 7s go under when they reach here, so.
215, what is that?
215?
107, 108. Yeah.
It's going into overtime. It's going over.
It's going over.
You see it going into OT?
It's going to overtime. I'm going to call it right now. 101 to 101, 117, 115.
Okay.
Thunder win.
He was saying 101, 101 to go into OT to put it over.
And then 117, 115 final.
Listen, he was cracking me up because when he said that, I'm like, that's under you, D.
No. Obviously, if it's 101, 101, the game ain't over with yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take the under. I don't think both teams break 100. No. I think it's gonna be under.
Who's y'all's NBA Finals MVP?
Pascal.
Jalen Williams. So you're taking the Pacers to win, obviously.
Since day one.
So I'm taking the Thunder, so I'm going with Jalen Williams.
And who'd you say? Siakam?
Yeah. Siakam.
Well, the Thunder already have their buses ready for the parade. So, I mean, they got to win now.
Yeah, we've seen. Hey, that's a bad look. That's,
yeah.
But I
that's what you call giving fuel to the other team that you probably don't want.
Yeah. You definitely. First off, shout out to whoever got the video, like seen the buses already. Because let's be honest, Indiana probably has theirs painted too, just in case. But the fact of whoever leaked the Thunders, because the Indiana team, they wouldn't know if they have theirs done.
Yeah.
So regardless if they do, which they probably do, it's the perfect way to fire up the Pacers for Game 7.
Yeah.
If I'm the Thunder, though, I'm having high-end security guard those buses. Like, they got to have a top-secret security clearance if they want to guard those buses. Because I ain't letting Indiana find out about that.
Well, too late for that. That's all I gotta say.
That's not good. Especially we've seen with Halliburton. If you give that guy any kind of fuel, what he can bring to the table. And Siakam. I know we've seen Siakam win before, but this Siakam is on another level right now. So if the Pacers do win, I have to agree with Nick. Siakam, he's going to be the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the over in this game. And I'm also on the Pacers to win.
All right, hold on. Hold that thought. I think Halliburton just went out with the injury. Like he on the court. I don't know if you're watching or not.
His calf?
I think so. And it's bad. Like he's down on the court. It ain't just like hurting. Like something popped.
Man, I was just about to say Halliburton for MVP too.
Oh, yeah. I just showed the replay. His whole leg just popped.
No way. That's what you get. Like that's what can happen playing through a calf strain. It's Achilles.
Yeah, does it look like Achilles?
It's what it looked like. Because like his leg went straight. Obviously, he's on his toe, and then all of a sudden it just straightened out.
Your Achilles can pop up and midway through your calf as well.
Right.
Let's see. Give me a second. I'm fixing to pull it up real quick.
My bad. Didn't mean to cut you off, but that's a different change of opinion now. So.
You know what? Hey, still give me the Pacers. Here's the thing though. Let's say, raw take here. It may not be Halliburton with the MVP, but I still take the Pacers to win because Halliburton's not the one that scores these points.
Right.
Siakam and them are. Halliburton is he's very good at distributing the ball. Like he's more of your stereotypical point guard. And I mean, obviously in game one he had that big shot to win it. Like, he's there in those moments, but he's not a guy that's going to go out there and give you 25, 30 points a game. Like, every now and then he's going to sprinkle those in, like, you know, when Siakam's heavily guarded and stuff like that. But I don't think it may change their dynamic a little bit, but I'm still taking the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm
even
still
if he
taking
is.
them as well. But like, I think I'm being honest with you. As good as Halliburton is for the Pacers, it might actually benefit them because now who's going to come in?
McConnell.
McConnell.
He's been running really good.
And
That
he's been-
pressure he's going to put on OKC, I think it's going to end up benefiting the way the Pacers need this game to go. Yeah, Halliburton, you know, as good of a player he is, facilitating and all that. Let's just be honest, he don't have that defense like McConnell.
Also, you game plan for Halliburton. You don't game plan for
Right.
McConnell for the majority of the minutes. The majority of your minutes is focused on Halliburton.
So I'm with you. I still think the Pacers win. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be better for them. Obviously, an injury to somebody's not good for nobody, but I think the game's going to play out different in a better way because of it.
Well, I mean, you also see this stuff kind of be a rally for the
Yeah.
team whose player gets injured. Like I said, if this would have been Siakam, this would have been a completely different. Like,
Right.
you could have basically turned off that game, in my opinion, just because he's so good at getting inside and drawing fouls and scoring and getting those extra points like when they need it. And Halliburton's not that player, so
Right.
yeah. That does suck, though. That does suck because he is your star and he is your guy that, you know, like the team looks to. So, and he's had some key moments in these finals, which is why I kind of think, regardless of how the points and stuff would have went in this game, like the game one shot, there's been several big steals that Halliburton's had in their wins. I think that just because Siakam took the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, I think that this would have went to Halliburton, no question. But we're fixing it. But if he is injured, you know, if he's out for the game, we're fixing.
I'm sure he's I'm
Yeah.
90% sure he's done. Possibly, I'm like Achilles probably.
For next year as well.
Yeah. It was like whenever you see the replay, you can see the pop.
What's the chances that we have two different Eastern teams tearing Achilles? That's crazy.
Yeah.
In one
It
playoff run,
essentially cost the last one their playoff run.
for sure, without a doubt.
And if he doesn't get injured, it may end the Pacers' playoff run as well.
Mm.
Not saying Halliburton. I'm referring to Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, yeah.
If he doesn't get injured, the Pacers they may be the one in the finals right now, not the Pacers.
Right.
Right. Speaking of,
But
go ahead. I'll let you finish
so
that.
I just have a question, just y'all's thoughts on it. So if you're looking at like the final game of the season, right, and you're on the opposing team and a player loses their superstar player on the other side, does a part of you like sense relief and maybe you can let off the gas pedal a little bit? Do you think that's why it causes other teams to have momentum and create that momentum when their player goes out? It's because maybe the other team lets off just a little. You're talking about playing over 100 NBA games.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be really close to 100, right? How many playoff games exactly? So you're 82. You know, you're over 90. You're in like the 90, 95 range. You just feel like maybe now you can just kind of let off the gas pedal a little bit, and maybe that's why the team that loses their star player,
I think
they
it
will
goes-
gain momentum.
They're
I
over
think-
100
yeah.
games.
I think it goes
Yeah.
back to what you said a while ago. You game plan against a certain thing, then all of a sudden, game plan's out the window. We don't know what we're doing. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because like you're playing Halliburton, a team with Halliburton on there one way. Take Halliburton out, you're not playing them the same way.
But so this game in this spot is going to depend on McConnell. Like, how is he going to be in this role? Like,
For
because
3.5 quarters.
correct.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to be the player that at least somewhat the player that Halliburton is. Like, let's be honest. I mean, even with like I said, Halliburton's not a scorer, but like he still contributes almost 20 points a game.
But-
Like
right.
somewhere in the 14 to 19 point range. Like he's still gonna give you those points, and like in crunch time, he's not afraid to crash.
Right.
So like, are we gonna see the McConnell that like essentially we've seen in the playoffs? Like if he's in there full time now, is this gonna be the one that goes out there and stays cool under pressure, doesn't start making mental mistakes, and is able to actually lead this team the way it needs to be led?
I think as far as responsibility, I guess you could say, the workload, I think it splits up. Like the scoring, the playmaking stuff, I think that'll go to someone like Siakam, but the facilitating and bringing the ball down, like controlling the play as it develops and stuff, I think that'll probably be on McConnell. But like as far as the rest of it, I think it'll shift to somebody else. I think they'll split the responsibility.
You didn't tell me that Halliburton was 3 for 4 from 3-point land. He had 9 points when he went out. He was 3 for 4.
What to also add to what you said that Halliburton contributes like 20 points a game at least. He actually, because he facilitates, he actually contributes probably 50 points a game by feeding other people. So, so like you can't just go off of the points that McConnell may score tonight. It's also how many points do people score off of his assists.
But that's what I was saying. I was saying like him getting in this spot, like again to kind of reiterate, like will he be the kind of player when he's put in this spot that's able to actually stay cool under pressure and actually lead this team the way it needs to be led?
Well, the same player was in Game 6. Will he be the same player was in Game 5, Game 6?
Right, for 3 more quarters.
Yeah, because that was huge. Like T.J. McConnell, they were able to rest Halliburton, and T.J. McConnell did his thing.
Right.
Know? I mean, even though it was a team effort with the Pacers and stuff, but when you can sit your superstar player and you have a guy good enough to play that role and your team still be winning, that was huge for them. Unfortunate for Halliburton, though, and the Pacers, really.
But
you hate to see a superstar go out.
It's unfortunate, but like a lot of the talk when Indiana wins these playoff games or series, it happened I think last year, early part, and then this year with the other injuries. But when they win, it's like, oh, they won because the other players got injured. Now, if they can win this when their star player gets injured, that's going to be a lot. They're going to be able to say a lot about it. You know what I mean?
Except for the fact that in these games that the Pacers have won, it's been Halliburton taking the shot to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Like literally all of them. All of them, the last second or the go-ahead shot at the end of the game, it's been Halliburton. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to – if the dynamic of this Pacers team can keep that fourth quarter mentality, like keep this game close to they can get to the fourth quarter and McConnell still be playing well, it's going to be an easy call for the Pacers to win this.
I think – go ahead.
This is McConnell's chance to be Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember back to the 2001 Lakers or whatever? Derek Fisher hit the game-winning shot. This is T.J. McConnell's chance.
I don't like talking about the Lakers.
See, one thing, though, Halliburton's been injured for the past, 2 games? 3 games? Obviously.
3.
3? Okay.
3, yeah.
If you're Indiana, you've practiced. You've had your practices without Halliburton, just in case something like this happens. So they have to be prepared at some point. Or to some extent, they're prepared.
Just in case, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. But from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like McConnell's trying way too hard. He's got a bunch of missed shots, and he just got a shooting foul. So
he's got 3 turnovers already.
He needs to.
Yeah. What's the score right now?
24-22. Oh, if it's
24-22. But how much left in the first quarter?
1 second. 20.
It's gonna be close.
Maybe
it's gonna be close.
Homer is shooting a free throw, so if he makes his second free throw, it's 25-22 at the end of the first.
Gearing for the under. Man, I should have waited like 5 seconds. All right, moving away from this for a second, let's jump on the Kevin Durant trade. Details on that: Houston gets Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the 10th overall pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. And then, oh, sorry,
That's what Phoenix gets.
Phoenix gets that, and then Houston gets Kevin Durant. Which side do y'all think won this trade?
Well, this is a little bit of the. This is some of that candy, now and later.
Yeah.
The Rockets win now, Suns win later.
Yeah.
But but if you look at the Rockets in the playoffs, they missed a Kevin Durant. They needed a Kevin Durant, but unfortunately, costing Jalen Green, I don't feel like it was worth it. Are you chasing one championship or are you chasing multiple championships? And now we may be looking at a world where the Phoenix Suns make a really good draft pick in the incoming draft. You got Devin Booker, Jalen Green, and then whoever they may get in the draft, like Phoenix Suns might be a team to make a run.
Well, not just that. Where's the Suns picking in this draft?
7th, I think.
Oh, so they're on 2 first, huh?
So there was 15th was the one I think they got. There was a 15th pick. I don't know if it was theirs.
No,
or
they
Rockets.
got the 10th overall pick from Phoenix or
From
Houston.
So they got the 15th. So they have 10th and 15th.
Let's see, draft order.
Right? Or was it 7th? I seen it earlier. I just don't remember.
Hold on. Oh, they got the 29th pick.
That had to have been the one they got from the Rockets. They had to have gotten 29th pick from the Rockets.
No, they got the
Oh, yeah,
10th
the 10th.
overall pick. I just told you,
How
Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks.
does Phoenix have the 29th pick?
They got it from Cleveland. It says.
So they didn't even have a first round pick. They must have traded it away previously.
Yeah, previously.
Oh,
Is
let me
it-
see. Let me
I
see.
don't know. Is that how they got Durant, or Durant signed there as a free agent when he come in?
Oh, that's funny. This is a. No, never mind. Phoenix got. Hold on. Yeah. So Phoenix, the 10th overall pick, was originally from Phoenix, and it got traded from Brooklyn. So Brooklyn traded it to Houston,
And
but it was originally, like the way it fell, it was supposed to be the Suns pick anyway.
So they got the original pick back for Durant.
Correct. That's funny.
So they picked 10th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the odds of really finding a superstar with the 10th pick in the NBA aren't very high.
But that
I
thing
mean,
is, they got 5 second-round picks. That's future seconds, 5 of them.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
the
Rockets
the
definitely have a good future. I mean, not the Rockets. The Suns definitely have a huge future now.
Yeah.
The talent fall off is. So the thing, not trying to stray too far away, but like the thing about this that blows my mind is like with Jalen Green, he's a guy that already averages like 21 points a game. And you traded, don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant is still a top 5 scorer in the league when he's healthy. Like he played 62 games last year. He was top 5 in the NBA with 26 and a half. I don't see where trading that much for a 37-year-old makes sense. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I can see this being beneficial for Houston, but long term, like, what are you going to get out of Durant? Like, if he stays healthy, 2 years, that's what he's going to give you, maybe. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, did we win a championship? Didn't we win a championship? Then what are we doing? Like,
Well-
they're gonna have to bring, to me, they're gonna have to bring something else in
Yeah,
to win, because Dylan Brooks was like,
defense.
everybody hates Dylan Brooks, but his defense is still solid. Like, he's a player that's gonna give you 110% on the court, even though, like he's almost annoying as
The guy used to blow in their face. I know you're talking about.
Lance Stevenson?
Well, him, but there's another one too. Play
No.
point guard. He used to blow in the face. Well, Lance Stevenson was one of them. But I know
Yeah.
you're talking about though. He had dreads.
Yes. Yes.
I know you're talking about.
Oh, what's his name? Like he's that guy. Like he's been popping up on podcasts so much. Dadgummit, like I can see his face. I can't think of his name. But he's become like that guy has become so annoying that like people hated when he guarded him.
Yeah.
Like it was like we got to swap off this guy because he's so annoying. That's how Dylan Brooks has been. So like they get that defense, like they give up that defense, and they give up not identical but closely identical points per game.
Relatable.
The 10th overall pick and 5 future seconds. Now, given the 5 future seconds, depending on if they work those in a trade and turn 1 or 2 of those into first round picks, like mid round or early, like, you know, whatever. But, like, on paper, it's not as far off, I guess, as I thought it was. But you had Kevin Durant, 70-something games last year, 62 games this year, and then like the 2 or 3 years before that he was giving you 20 or 30 games. Like this is not a guy that's going to last long, so they're going to have to find something to add to this team to make this trade worth it, in my opinion. If not, we're going to see a first round exit from Houston next year.
Yeah, I think my question is like, who's the next? Like, who's the big free agents that are going to be on the market? Do y'all know like a small list of maybe big names? Because that would be the only thing that would make sense to me if Houston wanted to make a run at this. That they are going to need somebody else. But honestly, if I'm Phoenix, I'm taking that trade with the first round pick. I don't even need the second round pick.
I think Kyrie and Russell Westbrook's out there. Hold on.
Because there's got to be another piece for the Rockets to give up such a good player. In Jalen Green, there has to be a free agent that's eyeing out there.
Hey, hold on. So this list is actually better than I thought it was. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. You got LeBron, James Harden, Julius Randle, Kyrie, Miles Turner, Naz Reid, Josh Giddey, Fred VanVleet, John Collins, Kuminga. Malik Beasley.
Contract somewhere.
Well, VanVleet.
Karis
VanVleet was with Houston this year, right? So they'll probably just re-sign him.
Yeah.
He's a good on-ball defender.
If it's me, I'm going. I don't know how it fit player dynamic wise, but give me Julius Randle, son. He's a difference maker when he plays.
Yeah. Well,
the Lakers messed up letting him go.
Well, whenever the Lakers, sold ownership to, I don't remember that guy's name, the guy that bought him in, he was one of the richest people. Like, the Lakers are going to be signing, like, all the big names they can now. And the first thing he said was, like, that LeBron was probably going to be out of L.A. So I don't know if that means that maybe he's available for Houston. Maybe he really is out of L.A. I don't know 100%, but that was one of the big things that, like, the way he had worded something he said, that they felt like LeBron was out of L.A.
Would he play for another team at this point? I mean, he doesn't say anything.
So he would, but I don't think it's Houston. You don't bring somebody in, like you don't bring in 2 old guys that
You
both.
did if you won a championship.
Yeah.
You're not getting any defense out of either one of them. Period.
That's why you bring back VanVleet on ball, and you bring in Julius Randle on top. Now you got defense in the paint and on the perimeter.
If you can make all 3 of those happen, then sure. But if you're keeping what you got and your additions are Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the answer is no.
I mean, I just don't see how you give up a star player like Jalen Green. I understand you're bringing in Kevin Durant, but there has to be another piece that you feel like you can win a championship. You just don't give up. There's got to be somewhere out there that they feel like there's a guy that they're going to get, because you don't just trade away a superstar in the making for a superstar has been. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's borderline superstar for sure.
And Kevin Durant is borderline past superstar.
Yeah.
But very
So-
borderline. But I mean, he's still like he's never had a year in the NBA period where he hasn't averaged at least 25 points per game, and that was no exception last year. So he's still,
Yeah.
even without the defense, he's still a very elite scorer. So you can give that to him at least.
And that is what the Rockets missed, was that guy that they could count on to make those crucial
Right.
shots down the stretch, you know.
Yeah.
So I do understand it, but at the same time I don't understand it, because
Mm.
Jalen Green is just so good, man.
Houston gives their future to Phoenix, and then
In return for a championship.
Hopefully.
hopefully in return for the championship. Well, what's that score over? 28-29? That accurate?
I'll tell you in a minute. But
That's what I got.
yeah. What about them guys in I just went blank. Boston. I know Tatum's probably out for the next year, so they got to keep Jaylen Brown. But there's rumors out there that they might not be able to keep him long. So
I think Porzingis will be the first one to go
yeah,
before Jalen Brown.
Well, the thing about it is that pretty much all of them's under contract still. Like none of them are going to be free agents. So there's not this going into this next season. There's no pressing issue. I mean, you're going to have contracts you're going to have to dish out, but for Boston, as it stands next year, don't have to worry about that per se. Year after that, I think is when.
I thought it was some of the contracts were coming up, like they were expiring.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
have to renegotiate stuff.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but that's every year. Every single player, every single player's agent that's within 2 years is trying to renegotiate a contract. So that's just good business. Good business for the agents for their players, because if you're looking for that, if you lock that in, like locking a long-term deal ahead of time, if they get injured, they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about, hey, yeah, he's injured. You know, we don't know what we're going to pay him because we don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back. All right, let's see. Checking back in on this Devers trade, both teams, since he's been traded, are both 3-3. Devers is 5 for 23 with 2 extra base hits and 7 strikeouts. Do we think that this trade has helped either team really, or
Who won the series this weekend?
between
Cleveland and
No, between San Francisco and Boston.
I'm pretty sure
Boston.
Yeah, I think Boston did.
Was it 2-3? 2 out of 3?
Hold on one second. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I think after what's come out, especially Devers coming in
No, never mind. San Fran
And-
won it too.
and straight up saying he's willing to play whatever to help the team. And then I think he started out. Didn't he start out on as DH or something? And
Yeah,
wasn't-
he's still DH.
yeah, he wasn't willing to do that.
With Boston.
at
So
Boston.
the thing about it is with them, like, let's be honest, like Devers was in the headspace. Hey, we're paying you this massive contract. We want you to be our third baseman for the future. So in his mind, no matter how he's playing, like the errors and stuff that he's acquired, he's like, hey, this is my position. I'm their third baseman.
Yeah,
And then they come to him like, hey, we're going to bring in another all-star to take your spot because you're not fielding well. And he's like,
Gold Glove winner.
right. Like, and in his mind, I mean, he's a younger guy. So he's like, why in the crap would I let y'all bring a guy older than me in to play my position that you pay me $300 million for?
yeah.
I
see,
get that.
He should have looked at it and been like, "And so you're going to pay me the same to do less work? All right."
But so he did. He finally come to terms with that. Like like in the beginning, he could not play baseball. He couldn't hit a baseball to save his life in the first like 12 games, 13 games. And then finally, he accepted his role. He's going to be DH. And then they turn around and they're like, "Hey, we want you to pick up first base." So to me, if I'm in his position, I'm the same way. I'm like, no. Y'all literally asked me to put down my glove and give up play in the field so y'all could bring in somebody else to play my position, and then now you're telling me to pick it back up? No.
It's a shitty team. He's a shitty team player, though. You lost your first baseman for the year. That's why they asked. They didn't ask him to do it because they wanted him to be the first baseman of the Boston Red Sox for the future. They asked him to do it because they lost their guy because he blew his knee out, and they no longer had nobody to play first base.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't for the future?
It might have been, but I mean, does it matter? Your guy blew his knee out. Like you know as well as I know, winning mentality is the next man up.
I mean,
If you need a first baseman and your glove is secure with a Gold Glove winner and Alex Bregman, that's a different story. Like them bringing in Alex Bregman, that's different. But whenever they're like, "Hey, our first baseman blew his knee out, we're paying you $300-something million a year. We just need you to play first base." It's not that complicated. Just play first base.
Yeah.
listen, Devers is not Bryce Harper, okay? He wasn't coming off an injury. He was playing his position. He's a superstar in his own right. They didn't have a conversation with Devers prior to, like, they just kind of told him, like, hey, we're planning on bringing in Bregman.
See, I didn't agree with that. I felt like they should have.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's different. That's a whole different story.
You can't say he's a shitty teammate when Boston didn't approach their superstar about bringing in another player. At least they could have had the conversation. Hey, listen, we want your opinion on this. We think this would make the team better. What are your thoughts? And then he could have been like, I mean, I feel like the conversation may have went differently. That maybe he would have been more understanding into the role. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe I have had errors. But they didn't. They just straight up told him, listen, you're surrendering too much over there. You're costing us games. We're bringing in somebody to play your defense.
See, I agree. I agree with
So
I agree with him being upset about that. I would be upset about that.
So he's still upset at the organization.
One of your boys, if we were playing baseball together and Nick's playing first base and I ain't got nowhere on defense, Nick blows his knee out, I should do it for him, not just my team. I should do it for him. You think Tristan Cassis don't want to get off the couch and play first base right now? But unfortunately, he can't. So we're asking our $300 million player to play the easiest position on the field, and he won't even do it.
He's not playing the easiest position at first.
On the field.
He's
no, DH. I said on the field. DH ain't on the field. I said on the field.
DH is still in the lineup. That's all that matters.
In the lineup. It ain't on the field.
That's all that matters. All I'm saying is that I feel like that conversation would have went differently if the Red Sox would have treated Devers with respect. They didn't treat him like a $300 million superstar. They treated him like he was a minor leaguer or a bench player. Like,
let's be honest, Devers didn't treat the Red Sox with respect either.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they knew that before they paid him $300 million. So,
I mean,
hey, he's a silver slugger regardless.
He was disrespectful to the Red Sox organization. I understand his feelings got hurt. Shit, my son's feelings get hurt too, but he's gonna get over it. Devers just never got over it.
There's about 300 million reasons why there's a difference between Devers and the Red Sox and you and your child.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And guess who's paying him that money?
Correct.
San Francisco Giants.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying there is still a valid point to be made that Devers.
You give me $300 million, I'll clean the damn toilets, man. I don't care.
Hey, I agree, but that's what I'm saying. $300 million to play third base. Hey, you know what? Was there ever a thought, ever a conversation that Bregman moved to first?
Well, let me ask you a question.
No.
Let me ask you a question.
Was there a conversation?
When the Angels signed Mike Trout to his contract to play center field, do you think Mike Trout said, "No, I don't want to go play right field. You pay me all this money to be a center fielder"? The guy just went and played right field because it's the right thing to do.
Big difference.
How's that a big difference?
Because the majority of Mike Trout's injuries have been coming from the outfield, and in center field, you're doing a lot more running and a lot more.
The majority of the Red Sox errors were coming from third base.
Hey, hasn't it been you the last 10 podcasts before we start every single night talking about how much worse your body is from playing center field? The answer is yes. You get tired of your left and right fielder, specifically your right field. Right field at any level is still easier. So, you're comparing apples and oranges. Mike Trout is still playing in the outfield. A little bit different. He's still contributing on defense. Was there a conversation? Back to my question. Was there a conversation for Bregman to move to first? If the answer is no, then Devers' point is still valid. You asked him to drop.
Because Devers was hurt. I mean, Bregman was hurt too.
Hey, you drop. Okay, who's playing third? Who was playing third? It wasn't Campbell. Who's oh, Marcelo Mayer?
He was playing. He got called up because Bregman got hurt, so he went to third.
Halliburton is out for the game. Confirmed.
Yeah,
no, I'm just.
What's your thoughts on this, Nick?
It sounds like honestly, and you see it in sports all the time. Jalen Ramsey, not to go to NFL right now, but like marriages sometimes don't work out. You stay with the same person long enough, you get tired of that same person.
Mayer on third.
You see it all the time. That's just what it sounds like here. Okay, he's there for what? 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, however long it's been.
I don't think it was there that long. I think it was, what, 3, 4?
Whatever it was. Like, they just grew apart, and at that point, relationship, you sneeze at the wrong time, it's going to irritate the other person. That's what it seems like. That's just what it seems like. So, as far as the trade and everything, I think timing was just the biggest factor. Like, it's just the right time.
I mean, I agree with both sides. Whether you blame the Red Sox or whether you blame Devers, I don't think you're wrong for either one. You could be mad because you're Devers and Bregman come. The Red Sox say, "Hey, we're going to sign a better third baseman." It's like a slap in the face, and then you're pissed off. So now you don't want to move to first base. You didn't want to be the DA. It's whatever, but it's time to move on. Once you can't agree and y'all can't work things out, it is time to move on. Whether you blame Devers or blame the Red Sox.
Hey, which is why Devers, whenever they asked him, he said he'll play wherever. You know why? Because
mutual respect.
First off, you're not going to a team that that Buster Posey is overseeing and not playing wherever he tells you to play. That guy is a multi-World Series champion, and not only that, the guy was the best at his position. Dang near as long as he played the position. So,
Yachty was the
best. We're first off, we're talking about if you're talking about the bat and fielding combined, Buster Posey carried that.
I love Buster Posey. Great player.
Yeah, I love my boy Molina, and he definitely, leadership and ability to throw out better than Buster Posey. But a 300 bat, I'm pretty sure for your career, night and day, unfortunately. Even though Yachty was clutch, I'll give him that.
It's easy for us. We're not sitting here with a $300 million check coming in to say, bro, you're getting paid $300 million. Just go play ball. Whatever they want you to do, just go play ball. Because let's be honest, any of us would take that. We'd go play catcher. We'd go play first, second, third. We could say that sitting here on our couch. But from his position, like
the famous like the famous one-liner, shut up and dribble. You're getting paid to play, LeBron.
Right.
Shut up and dribble, baby. Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. I mean, they went separate ways. I do think, first off, if I'm Devers, I'm kind of glad I got traded because even though you don't want to be in a division with the Dodgers, you did move into a little bit better position because the Giants always compete, man. Like you look at their rotation, you're like, man, that rotation, they shouldn't be above 500, and then they're out there. Robbie Ray's looking like, it's looking like Tariq Skubal out there at 33 years old. He's still dishing it, son. All right, NFL, the Ravens acquire Jair Alexander. Does this make the Ravens have the best secondary in the NFL?
Go ahead, Nick.
I think it's definitely an argument, but I mean,
who's comparable to them? I mean, you got Humphrey, you got Alexander,
Kyle Hamilton. They just brought in Malachi Stark.
Yeah.
You even got Roquan. I mean, he's a middle linebacker, but
I mean,
middle linebacker is secondary at times, a lot of times.
just on this defense, what they have like 5 or 6 All-Pro players.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the two-time MVP quarterback.
it's tough. Should have
I'm just
been 3.
I'm trying to think. I mean,
They got Derrick Henry,
yeah, I can't.
Mark
If it-
Andrews.
If there's an argument, I don't know. I don't know one. I'm just
No,
gonna be
I
honest.
mean that secondary is loaded, and we obviously we don't know what kind of player Malachi Starks is going to be in the NFL. We know what he did in college, but like adding all those pieces out there, like who's the number one corner? The one we didn't name. We didn't name the number one corner. God damn it. Marlon Humphrey's going to be the nickel. Jair's on the outside alongside. Jair's number 2. Who's the number 1? I'm
I don't know.
drawing blanks.
I was naming off the top of my head. You got me drawing a blank.
Let's see.
Give it to us, computer man.
You said Humphrey, Hamilton. Oh, hold on. Let me sort this out. That way I ain't gotta go alphabetically. Nate Wiggins.
Yeah, Nate Wiggins. He's the number 1 corner for that team. So I mean, Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander, and then you got Marlon Humphrey in the nickel. I mean, how does that feel? I mean, like to say Marlon Humphrey is the 3rd best corner, that should tell you just about everything.
There was somebody else.
Really. And then Nate Wiggins, he was a rookie last year, and he played so well that he took over the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Baltimore defense is scary out there. I know Josh Allen been doing his thing, but if I'm Josh Allen in the playoffs, I don't think I'm playing schoolyard bullshit against the Baltimore Ravens. I
No,
don't think it's going to work.
I'm about to say, if I'm running a QB run, sneak, draw, I'm running it Alexander. I'm trying to take him out of the game.
Yeah, you definitely ain't throwing back, cross body.
Yeah, with Rokon standing
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be a fun team to play.
What about who was it? Let me look up Denver's team. I know they have good secondary.
They have Patrick Surtain. Do they still have Simmons? I thought he left.
I know they picked up the 49ers safety Hufanga or whatever his name was.
Yeah, they do too. Amazing.
I know they picked him up.
He reminds me of Troy Polamalu out there.
Let's see the corners. Hold on, let me sort this again. All right, just talking about corner. Jade Barron, Riley
Barron,
Moss,
Who?
Riley Moss, Pat Surtain.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Is it Riley Moss? Is he the one from Louisville? Let's say he's the one from Louisville.
Hufanga. Yeah, I guess I don't really.
I don't think it still doesn't really touch what you got out there in Baltimore.
Yeah. Who else? I mean, Sauce Gardner. Does he have any help? I'm just trying to think of teams with top cornerbacks to start there and see if there's anybody. The Sauce Gardner.
You go to the Dolphins. We got Jalen Ramsey
For now.
Then y'all added what? Fuller and Poyer.
We had Fuller last year. He's not back. I don't think Poyer came back neither. We added a different safety.
Who's the Chargers? Let me look at the Chargers. I mean, I don't know. If I have to actually think about it and look at it, I mean, I should probably answer the question, for being honest. So.
Yeah, I mean, points last year. I don't know. If you're looking at defense that didn't give up a lot of points, probably. I mean, the Jets are probably up there with Sauce. Cleveland's probably up there outside of Miles Garrett. Who they got?
Terrible owners. I mean, 4 quarterbacks. Look-
Trade away Travis Hunter, who finally signed his deal today.
Yeah, I seen that.
Maybe he had some language in his contract too.
Cleveland got, you know, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward.
Newsom? Oh yeah, I like Newsom.
Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Ward?
Let's look
Yeah.
at their safeties. Grant Delpit's not bad.
I like Grant Delpit a lot, even though he hasn't really performed as well as I expected. Still like
Yeah.
him a lot.
DeMonte KZ come from Atlanta over there, but he ain't really done much. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think
I'm definitely gonna lean on the fact. I mean, like I said, they've got 5 or 6 All Pros on defense. Like, not just the secondary, the defense is probably one of the best too. And Ravens overall as a team, I mean, just the additions they've added and what they had existing, they're probably, in my opinion, the top ranked team in the
Yeah.
NFL.
yeah. I mean,
Madden rating is definitely the highest.
but the
Well, it should be.
The question is now, though, Jair Alexander gets injured a lot. How bad does that defense fall with him getting injured?
Well, they didn't have him, and I thought they were already one of the best defenses.
Right. Well, I mean, it is tough to say. I mean, he hasn't played just a ton the last 2.5 years.
Mhm.
You
That's
know,
why they wanted to take a pay cut, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he signed a 1-year deal for like $6 or $7 million. Like, he
who?
wanted to
Baltimore?
go. Yes.
Yeah, that's
You wanna-
because he's getting paid from Green Bay still.
He no. I mean, he could have got paid more to stay with Green Bay. He could have got more from another team. I think that boiled down to the fact that he wanted to go play with. He played with Lamar at Louisville. Is that right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. I'm talking about, like, the reason that contract, he didn't care how big that contract is. Green
But you-
Bay
but
had to pay him to release him. Like, he had guarantees in that contract.
But he's still on a 1-year deal though.
Yeah, it's like quarterback last year, Russ Wilson. Pittsburgh paid him $1 million last year to play that because Denver was it Denver? Yeah, Denver
Yeah.
was paying him. So
Yeah,
same thing here.
the money that Wilson got compared to what Alexander got is probably night and day. I'm afraid.
Right. So that's why, like, you talk about yes to 1 year. Yeah, it's a 1 year
But-
a 1 year prove it deal. But like most people are going to do that anyway when they come out of free agency. Like veterans anyway, like that. They say, hey, we'll sign you to 1 year. It works out.
Yeah, I get it. But if it wasn't about the money, it'd be like, okay, you know, like if it's a like if that's the case, why not negotiate? Okay, I'll take $6 million, but give me $6 million over 3.
Oh, because he can make more money later. Like it's literally that's why it's a prove it contract. Like, all right, he goes
Yeah.
out and proves he can play at the level he's been playing and stay healthy. That's the thing. It's prove you can stay healthy. Okay, now we can give you more money. But let's be honest, Baltimore with the superstars and the players they got, they're not going to pay him a lot of money. So he's basically auditioning this year with a championship caliber team for another team next year.
Yeah, but the fact that the reason why what I was getting at kind of was like, you know, this is a championship caliber team. Like this team has proven that they're going to win a lot of games the regular season. They're going to be a high seed in the AFC, and like they need 1 or 2 pieces to push them over to the edge to get to the ship, which is looking like will be this year. If you're willing to take less money, why not try to get an extra year or 2 out of it that way? Because let's say he goes out there and gets hurt in the first 5 or 6 weeks. They picking him back up next year? Probably not.
No. But what?
Right.
Okay.
So at least you know you're injury prone, and like that's the reason why you had your dispute with the Packers. Like, why not try to make this a multi-year deal? That way you have multiple chances to get a championship.
I think it
Well,
comes.
yeah, but he might be feeling 100% now.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That might be a big
Yeah.
thing. That might be a big thing of proving it.
Yeah.
If I'm 100% and I can go out on a 6-year, or $6 million in 1 year and win a Super Bowl, possibly be a big reason for winning that Super Bowl. How much can I make next year?
Right. I think.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's
a
the big
lot of
risk.
it. A lot of it comes down to why are you playing the game? Is it for money or is it to win a championship? Hey, okay,
I think it's to win a Super Bowl. At this
I've
point.
made money. I'm trying to think his mindset maybe I made money. Now let me go win a championship, and then I can go back to making money.
Right, which is why I was saying if your mindset's championship, why not try to piggyback off a really good team that you're going to and try to get a couple more years rather than just
Once
a 1 year.
once you win one, it don't matter if you win 1 or 20. I mean, you win.
Yeah,
You win.
yeah, but I'm talking about if the Ravens don't win this year and he gets hurt, like, hey, I still got 2 more years on this contract for us to push
I
it.
get it. It's a gamble for sure, but
Yeah, because if he goes out there and gets hurt, he's definitely going to a
well,
different
let's
team.
be honest. You don't play in the NFL with the mindset we might not win it. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, from his aspect of it, like, just that mindset, like, hey, I'm willing to take $6 million. Like, why can't I stretch this into a 2 or 3 year deal? That way, I get more than one chance with a really great team. Because any team he goes to after this one is less likely to have a Super Bowl appearance unless he goes to the Chiefs.
See, that's why my argument is if you're Jair Alexander and you feel 100%, that's why you do the deal he did.
Yeah.
If you feel 100% that you're playing physically at one of the best you can at your age, and you feel healthy, and you don't think you're gonna have any kind of injury problems anymore. Maybe that was his case. He was pleading to the Packers to begin with.
Yeah,
But it could also be.
He could be trying to prove the Packers wrong too.
Well, that or maybe it could also be blinded by, I guess, loyalty or friendship because him and Lamar are friends, and be like, you don't pass him a chance to go play in the NFL with your buddy.
To potentially win a very high possibility win.
Austin's playing for the Dolphins. You're playing for the Packers. Packers release you. You're likely to go play with your buddy because y'all play.
Yeah.
Y'all play together.
Well, I mean, it's public knowledge anyway that Lamar lobbied for the Ravens to bring in Jair Alexander because of their friendship. So
yeah. So regardless of the money, you'll go play with your buddy. Especially, all right, I'm gonna go play with my buddy. Oh, my buddy's the quarterback for arguably the #1 team in the AFC. It's a no-brainer.
Well, another example is Darius Slay. When he was with the Lions, it was like, oh, Darius Slay is injury prone. What do we do with him? And then he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's a superstar again. And he goes on and wins the Super Bowl. That could be where Jair Alexander, if he goes and wins the Super Bowl with the Ravens, then he may sign a 2 or 3 year deal with the Ravens with the possibility to win more.
You know what? We still got Jalen Ramsey out there. What if? I mean, I know his top 2 spots are out there on the West Coast with the Rams or the Chargers. What if Baltimore just says, you know what, we're just gonna go all in. Ramsey, come out here. We'll give you a 1 year deal too.
They can't do that.
No, they have to take the contract.
They have to take because it's going to be a trade.
How much is on his contract?
The only reason the Dolphins would be obviously because there's trouble in the locker room, but the team's going to have to take Jalen Ramsey's contract. The Dolphins ain't going to make a trade where they keep his contract because the Dolphins need the money.
Hence why Ramsey's been on like 5 teams.
Yeah, and I know Ramsey said he probably has a no trade clause, huh? I'm assuming. I'm assuming, but if not, he wouldn't come out and say he wants to go. Is it Chargers and the Rams? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
he wouldn't come out and say that, especially if he's not getting along with the Dolphins organization. You wouldn't come out and say, "Hey, I want to play for these teams," if you don't have a no trade clause, because then guess who they're not going to trade you to?
Well, see, I feel different about that. Just
Yeah.
because you don't get along with someone doesn't mean they don't respect you.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
the
not
Dolphins
just that.
could be like, look, things ain't working out here. We don't see eye to eye. Where would you like to go? We can have a mutual respect thing here. And, just because we don't get along doesn't mean we can't still show you respect. It looks good for the Dolphins, but other players want to come in. Oh, well, just because they didn't get along with Jalen Ramsey, they still treated him well.
Okay, has he been showing up to minicamp?
I'm not.
If he ain't showing up to minicamp, then the respect's gone from his side. I'm
gonna be honest with you.
Contract.
I'll
You
take
know
the
what I mean?
first round pick. I don't really care about Jalen Ramsey.
Hey, you're not getting a first round pick out of
Yeah,
Jalen.
I'm saying I will take one.
Yeah.
We gave it up.
Yeah. What do you think? Were you thinking of? I mean, obviously we know what he wants. What do you think?
I think the Rams. He go back to the Rams. I mean, he did win a Super Bowl with the Rams.
You know who would actually be a pretty good fit for Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion, just because of the way he plays. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I don't know if the Dolphins.
I mean,
Pittsburgh don't
Did-
really
did
make
they-
trades like that though. We don't see that often.
did Darius Slay not go to Pittsburgh? Is he? I'm pretty sure he is, isn't he?
Is he
I'm about
now?
to say-
He might have left.
I'm about to
I know
say
he-
if,
I know he left. But
if he's in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, getting somebody like Jalen Ramsey on that defense, that would put them in contention up there, pretty close to where the Ravens are at. In my
once
opinion.
again, you got to talk about the like they got to pay TJ. And they ain't gonna have the contract for Jalen. If it's
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out.
let's see.
I don't-
Slay is with the Steelers.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't,
I feel like the Rams though.
if I'm Pittsburgh dealing with Baltimore in my division, I don't know if I don't try to make that work. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I mean,
You gonna
Again.
work up a package. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're dealing with. I'd almost be willing to work up a package deal. Hey, T.J. Watt for Jalen and Tyreek.
No, hell no.
Bruh.
What are you talking about? You can have Jalen. You ain't getting Tyreek too.
I'm just saying, you got to put up points to compete with Baltimore.
I'm telling you right now, hell, you can keep T.J. Watt. Ain't no way.
so you value you value a receiver that
I value two superstars higher than I do one superstar. Absolutely.
I mean that's a better argument.
Absolutely.
That wasn't the angle I was going, but yeah,
No, but that's
I think that
straight
trumps
to
my
the
argument.
point. Like, I'm okay with giving up Jalen Ramsey. I'm okay. I would be okay with giving up Tyreek Hill. I would not like it because our offense would definitely take a huge hit. But I feel like losing Jalen Ramsey, like our defense isn't going to take that big of a hit.
Yeah.
He's an outside. Like I understand, like outside corners are valuable for locking down, like number one wide receivers. But like outside of that, like number one corners are just kind of out there, you know.
Yeah.
But like if you were going up against,
Not
you know,
really,
if
but
you were
yeah.
going up against Tampa Bay, and you wanted somebody to lock down Mike Evans, like obviously you're going to want a guy like Jalen Ramsey on your team, you know.
First
Or, you
off,
know, back in the day, whenever Antonio Brown used to cook the Dolphins in the playoffs every time, you know, if we'd have had Jalen Ramsey back then, that'd have been real nice.
First off, Antonio Brown cooked most teams he played, so that's a bad
But
comparison.
I'm saying in the playoffs, I'm talking. Listen, brother, I'm talking about the team that ain't won a playoff game in 25 years. That's what
Playoffs.
I'm talking about.
You kidding me?
They ain't
The
won a playoff
playoffs?
game in 25 years, bro.
Hey, listen. Okay, I can't help it. Y'all wasted Dan Marino. That's on y'all. Y'all had a generational quarterback, and y'all couldn't put nothing around him or get him a ring.
I'm talking about after Dan Marino. What? Hold on, give me a second.
Give me a second. Well, jumping back over to the NBA, I see that it is it's 48-47 at the half.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers up. So,
So we taking under for sure. I'm just good. Too late for that.
Yeah, that's why I took the under. Right.
yeah, technically I didn't. Technically, I was in the middle of giving my stuff, so I can kind of bounce back.
Yeah.
I mean, with how close this game is, I mean, that prediction you gave with the overtime and the over might be the play.
Look, hey, I took the I took the under on regulation. I said 101. I'm taking the over because of overtime.
Yeah, we might. First off, you don't get to straddle the fence. That's not how that works. All
I
right?
never straddled the fence.
You just said that you technically took both.
No, I'm not saying I took both. I'm taking the over, but I'm
Okay.
taking the over because of overtime.
Sheesh.
So right now I'm on pace. I'm on pace for my 101.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not on pace.
Dude, brother, they come out and hit a 3 in 25 seconds. Sure, I'm on pace.
You're still not on pace at that point, but I appreciate.
Both teams hit a 3. Yes, I am.
Yeah, if both teams
That's
come
what
out
I
in the
said.
three, No, you said if
25 seconds.
a team
I
comes
said
out
it.
and hits the three, they need to be
well,
2-3.
both of them.
Hey, listen. All right. At the end of the day,
All right. So whenever we get to the third quarter and the score is 77-75, then tell me I ain't on pace.
Y'all
It's-
sound like y'all just wanna fight about it.
When the Pacers are up 77-75 at the end of the third.
first off, if you think both these teams are fixing to score 30 points, you're smoking crack.
They are.
Okay.
Well, technically, one of them's putting up 29, and the other
Well-
one's putting up 19.
We'll be off the
I
podcast.
said that wrong.
19.
I said that wrong. Hold on. I forgot what was the score again.
48-47.
48-47.
Okay, all right, yeah. 29 and 28.
Okay. I don't know if that math's right either.
You
But
said 48-47. Yeah, that's right.
okay.
You said Pacers are winning?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm correct.
Okay.
29 for the Pacers and 28 for the Thunder.
Sure.
To reach what?
77-75.
I thought you said 101 to 101.
Yeah, he's
No,
talking
I
about,
said-
he's
I
talking
said
about to
end
be
of
on
the
pace.
third quarter.
Oh, into
He's
the
talking about being on
third.
pace.
Got you.
All right. Anyways, we'll touch on that after the podcast. We're gonna wrap this up. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna jump on best bets of the week. I'm Red Samples.
Austin Harris.
Nick Ballinger.
That's Austin Harris and that's Nick Ballinger. Let's go.
Teamwork.
Best bets of the week.
All right. Give me J.P. Crawford, get 1.5 bases. Batting a 364 versus Bailey Ober. Ober's been struggling, so Crawford could take the advantage here. Also, let me get Pete Alonso, 1.5 bases. He's batting 364 versus Spencer Schallenbach.
All right, give me Ian Happ for over 1.5 total bases. He's been on an absolute heater. Also, give me Paul Goldschmidt for over 1.5 total bases, as Paul Goldschmidt smashes lefties.
Give me Ronald Acuna. He's batting a 333 versus Blackburn. I'm taking him over 1.5 total base in this spot. He's this season in his limited action, he's batting a 433 against right-handed pitching. And then give me Marcus Semien. He's got a 429 against Rogers in his career. Not a good season for Semien thus far, but he is hitting lefties slightly better than he's hitting righties.
All right. Get me Rafael Devers, 1.5 bases. Batting 546 versus Cal Quantrill. He's hitting 6 for 11, with 4 of the 6 being extra base hits. Also, I'm taking Alex Verdugo, 1.5 bases. He's also batting a 546 versus Frankie Montas, and 3 of his 6 being extra bases. So good chance one hit can get him over in this matchup.
All right, give me a Luis Ariz for over 1.5 total bases. Also, I'm going to take Matt Olson for over 1.5 total bases.
Yeah, give me Yandy Diaz over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He's batting a 800 versus Chris, and he's batting a 429 finally in his last 15 games. So he's finally heating up this year. And then give me Aaron Judge. He's batting a 400 versus Martinez. Even though the guy's batting, almost 400 on the year already, he's batting a 360 versus righties this season. And then give me the Yankees' first 5 innings, and give me the -1.5 run line for the game. That wraps up best bets. I'm Red Samples.
Austin Harris.
Nick Ballinger.
Roll Tide.